Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more. When you talk about guns, you talk about competitive shooting as well. And, of course, sometimes the whole shooting in politics and assaults on gun ownership, it all blends together. In this case, this is a story where that is exactly what happened. We're joined right now by Dania Vizzi. Dania, did I get that name right?
Yes, you did. Thanks for having me.
You bet. All right. Member of the U.S. National Shotgun Team, two-time national champion, world champion, Olympic hopeful, bronze medalist in the 2019 Pan American Games. How long have you been shooting competitively?
I've been shooting competitively about 9 years now. I started shooting when I was 16, and now I'm 26, so I got competitive pretty quickly.
Started shooting at 16, became a competitive shooter. How'd you go from the first time shooting to then being a serious competitive shooter? What was that pathway?
Well, so I started off as a competitive dancer. I had danced since I was 3 years old, and I had always loved competing. That was always, something I loved to do. I loved performing. I loved competing. I loved traveling. And then one day my dad took me to the shooting range. It was one weekend where I actually had nothing to do. I didn't have dance practice. I didn't have a competition. So I was like, okay, something I get to do with my dad. I'm always with my mom dancing.
Right.
So he took me to the range, and I completely fell in love with shooting and made a 180 from competitive dancer to competitive
Holy
shooter.
Cow. That is quite the switch.
It's crazy, yeah.
Okay, so you've got that mental makeup that every competitive shooter I know has, which is, I simply want to kick butt. I want to beat everybody no matter what. I mean, you couldn't have been successful in the dance competitive world without that as well. Does that feed into your shooting?
100%. I think that's one reason I was able to be competitive in the sport so quickly, was because I already had that mindset and that drive from dance, and I just transferred it into shooting.
Interesting. Okay, so you recently ran into an issue. You're there in that Tampa, Florida area, and you guys the family's going to build a little shooting range so you could practice, because you're trying to get to the 2024 Olympics, right?
Yes, sir. So that's exactly what happened. I trained at a home range in Tampa, a Silver Dollar Shooters Club, and the same thing kind of happened to them, and they had to get rid of their skeet field. So I was pretty much forced to build my own skeet field to shoot at. It was either, move away, which I didn't want to do, or build our own. So we found 55 acres right outside of Tampa, and my dad was like, we're going to buy this, and we're going to build a skeet field for you to practice on. And that's exactly what we did.
Okay, and 55 acres is plenty area for you to shoot skeet on. I mean, as far as the shot fall area and all the rest of it, it would have been perfectly safe. So you guys went ahead and started building that, but then you ran into an issue with the county. What happened?
Yeah, so actually before we even started this endeavor, before we started looking at land, we had called local government. We called, zoning, and we asked, is this okay to do? And everybody that we talked to said, this is all zoned agriculture. You can shoot 24 hours a day on your own land. As long as this isn't a commercial range, go for it. So we did. We did just that. We bought the land, we built the ski field, and then we had a neighbor, I guess, that was starting to complain that we were shooting so much. And so the county came to us and they said, we can regulate where shooting ranges are allowed to operate. But we told them that we weren't a commercial range. We were a private range, and that, we could operate. And Florida statute only gave counties the authority to regulate commercial ranges.
Okay.
But they didn't agree with that. So we even met with the county attorney and asked them, if they could ask the attorney general, the state attorney general, what they thought about the Florida statutes and if it, applied to us. And they said,
sure,
no, we already know.
That's reasonable. That's a reasonable request.
They said, no, we already know what this outcome is going to be.
So they were telling you, we are the authority on this, and you will do what we're telling you to do.
Exactly. So pretty much we met with all of the county commissioners, and they pretty much all agreed with us. They were like, you have the right to shoot on your own land. It doesn't matter if you shoot 1 hour every year or 3 hours every day. Like, you have this right.
Okay.
But there was one county commissioner that was like, no, we can regulate this. We can regulate this. So we met with the county attorney, and they told us we needed to apply for a conditional use permit. So, we didn't want to have all these legal fees. So we said, okay, we'll apply for the permit.
Right.
And, we'll come with some terms that everybody can agree on.
Mm-hmm. So
we did. I was only going to shoot for a couple hours a day. I don't remember exactly what it was. And I wasn't going to shoot Sundays, holidays.
So you were going to restrict your training trying to go to the Olympics in order to try to accommodate this one county commissioner.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So we did that. And then the day of that hearing, they told us we had to build a $3 million berm around our entire property.
What?
Yep. They told us that we had to indemnify them if they were ever sued because of it.
Oh, yeah, great.
And they told us we had to do a wildlife study.
Oh, in other words, what they're doing is they're saying, okay, yes, we're going to agree to this, but we're going to put so many requirements on it that we know you're not going to do it, and that's going to be how we block you.
Exactly. So we had come to terms with everything. Like, I wasn't happy 100% with it, but I said, if this is the only way I can train, then this is the only way I can train. I'll make it work. Mm-hmm. But then at the very last minute, they tried to put all of these extra restrictions that I don't have the money to build a $3 million berm. They knew that.
Yeah, who could do that? Yeah. Okay, so what happened then?
Yep. So then we just sued the county because we said they were overreaching. Mm-hmm. And then a judge agreed that they didn't have the right to regulate a private shooting field, and here we are now.
So now you're back to basically you told the county to stick it, or let the judge tell the county to stick it, and now you're shooting and you're training. Have you had any more fallout from the county on this?
No. So we had a great attorney. We used Shoemaker, Loop, and Kendrick, Matt Newton, and John Ellis, but pretty much it was all pushed by one county commissioner, and it ended up costing them our attorney fees and then whatever they spent on their own attorney.
Oh, wait, so the county had to pay your attorney fees?
Yes. So we won our attorney fees as well.
Beautiful. So, all right, so how much do you practice now? How much do you shoot?
Well, now I have no restrictions.
Other than ammo.
Yes. Other than ammo, I get lucky. Winchester Ammunition sponsors me, so
excellent.
They always keep me stocked to train. But I'm shooting about 6 days a week now, a few hours a day. And
I remember at one point, I've known Kim Rohde forever and ever, since she was 13, and she was telling me at one point she was shooting 1,000 rounds a day in training. And I just thought, that's incredible. Yes. But you shoot a lot, don't you?
I shoot a lot. I definitely don't shoot as much as Kim does. I know she is out there all day training, but I don't know how she does it. I get too tired.
I don't either. I mean, it's just, the fatigue factor would just take it out of you. But, she's done that since, like I said, when she was, believe it or not, people, Kim Rohde, when she was 13, she was the U.S. National Women's Skeet Champion. Not junior, but the women's champion at 13.
I know. She's a legend. I love her, and it's so cool to be able to compete next to her.
Yeah,
at all of the tournaments.
She's good people. She really is.
She really is.
Well, so where do you go from here?
Well, now I'm just living a happy life at Tampa. I can train whenever I want, and we have a tournament in January. It's first part of our selection match for a World Championship team and for a couple of World Cups. So right now I'm training for that, and then we'll have another match, I think, in the summer, and then those two put together will make our World Championship team.
Yeah, I would ask you to explain the whole system and how you get selected for that for the Olympics, but we don't have another 20 minutes. It's the most Byzantine system I've ever heard of, and every time somebody tries to explain it to me, I say, just stop. I don't understand it.
Well, it's crazy, too, because I could explain it to you this year, and then next year it can be completely different.
Oh, great. Wonderful.
So they're always changing it on us.
Exactly. Well, we wish you all the luck. And I tell you what, I'd like for you to check in with us. We'll get you back on there as you're going through and working through the process to try to get to the Olympics. Where are the 24 Olympics, by the way?
Paris.
Paris. Nice.
Yes.
All right.
I would love to win a medal in Paris.
Well, Dania, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on the win on being able to shoot on your own property and actually do what the law says you can do. Wonderful.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me.
You bet. You take care. That is a great success story. They finally ended up, we'll just sue you. And oh yeah, the county ended up having to pay their legal fees. That is beautiful.